Good morning, friends and family. Today I'm just going to talk about tomatoes and my tomato experience. But as you see, there are no tomatoes here. This is the backyard in-ground garden. It's the south side. You would think it gets a lot of sun, but I have all these big old trees here that shade it. And the tomatoes do not get enough sun here. They get long and lanky and stretching up for the sun. So about 3 years ago and before that, I would plant 2 tomato plants, 2 zucchinis, 2 cucumbers. The zucchinis did really well. Not so much the cucumbers, and the tomatoes I would take care of all summer, spring and summer long, just to get 2 tomatoes from each of the 2 plants. It just seemed like such a lot of work to get 4 tomatoes. A friend of mine looked at the side of the house where we had nothing. The sun just baked the ground and it was just dead grass. I said, why don't you plant your vegetable garden here? And I was like, oh, duh. So I did. So now on the east side of the house, I have the raised bed garden, which is mostly tomatoes and peppers. I found out that beans are a great companion plant for tomatoes. So of course I go above and beyond and planted some beans here. Those are the bush beans, dragon tongue, but they are climbing. I planted them last year, they didn't climb. But in this raised bed here, 4x4, I have 3 Oregon Springs. So they are determinate and prolific. Lots of tomatoes growing. Nice and early. They don't mind. They can handle the cold weather, I would say. So I'm looking forward to harvesting a bunch of those. Oops, I just broke a branch. Well, anyway. That's one of the beds. Then I have Amish paste here, and I've got some beefsteak brands here, like the Dr. Wookies and Hillbilly and Big Boys, I believe. I have more beans over there, more slicing tomatoes here, garlic here, more tomatoes here, and peppers, jalapenos. I like to make cowboy candy. My squash is doing okay. Looks like signs of powdery mildew coming upon them. So I planted some more squash in the back for like succession planting. This garlic will be up 4th of July. I already pulled the scapes off them and made some garlic scape pesto. So what I did differently for the tomatoes is focus on the soil. Soil and sun. So the soil mixture that I used was from the Square Foot Gardening book. So it's a third, a third, and a third. So it was a third of compost, a third of peat, and a third of vermiculite. And the compost part had to contain at least 5 different types of compost. So you do like seafood or seaweed and mushroom and cow, so just get different brands and different kinds and mix them together. And that was the base for the soil for all these. And then that was 2 years ago. And then every year, just top it with some good compost, either homemade compost or another nice blend. And that's it. Over here I have black crim. Snuck it in there. And Another Dr. Wicky's and a hillbilly. And some more peppers. These are, green peppers and red peppers over here. I do plant onions around to help ward off bad insects. But these are big boys. And like I said, here are some more peas that I have to harvest. These are the green arrows. But over here, which fell down, are the sugar snaps. And they're all entangled with the poppies. But here's a sugar snap. I feel like they're a little late this year, I'm not sure. This flower that I keep stepping over, those are some radishes that I would let go to bloom and seed, because those two are supposed to ward off bad insects on the tomato plants. But they're pretty flowers and the bees love them. But you get lots of seeds if you want to collect seeds. I have a little chamomile plant growing here, but I have a large batch in the backyard that just comes back year after year now. I think I showed that to you. I think that's in this video earlier. I've been taking this video. I've been trying to get this video done for a couple of weeks now, believe it or not. But you see my tomato plants are pretty tall and big. It's because I start the seeds indoors. I get them out as soon as I can. So this is my tomato garden. I make lots of tomato sauce, probably around August. And it holds me over for the winter. I've not had to buy any tomato sauce for the longest time. So we really enjoy growing the tomatoes.